So being a small business, I'm imagining you didn't go out and finance everything yourself.
Right.
So you had some investors come on board. What was that process like, and what can you share with other small business owners who might need some funding or an investor?
Right. So what I found is that when you're starting your idea, you first have to go and sell, or you have to show an idea. So you have to invest some of your own time and funds into actually doing a wireframe in the tech industry, or building your prototype, if you will.
Right.
And that was something that I did. And then I was actually then just going for the sake of showing the idea to different investors, which are very knowledgeable people. And I was just showing it around to a lot of different people and just saying, hey, look, I have this investment. And a lot of the times I would just do that just because I know that I can pick these brains of people that would have awesome ideas. And so it came to this really interesting exercise where I was just talking to a lot of different people, and they were telling me, hey, you know what, you should do this. And then I'd go home, write it down, and be like, wow, maybe I should do this. So eventually, when you're talking to so many different people, it's going to resonate with someone, and then they're going to refer you to someone else.
Sure.
So how it really came about, the process was just talk to as many people as you can, because it's benefits both trying to also get the investment and also trying to get feedback for your prototype or for your idea. So it was just, it's a numbers game.
Sure. So for you, I mean, you were really, I think you're more interested in just getting feedback at the beginning. So you're like going around saying, hey, what do you guys think of this? How can we improve this? And then, you know, everyone kind of wanted to voice their opinion, and then they kind of said,
so I got one round of funding, and it was through somebody that I actually knew through my network. And I had just talking to them casually about the idea, and they loved it so much that they came and they said, hey, you know what, let me throw in, I want to be a part of this since the beginning. So that's where I got my first round of funding. And from then on, I was able to build on with that and create, launching our MVP now. So the second thing was through someone, again, a casual conversation, they were introducing me to someone that actually invests in an angel group. And I went and I just, hey, I have this presentation, not really expecting much of it, again, more the picking the brain type thing. And they ended up loving the concept and the idea. And to the point that right now we're actually in the middle of closing that round, and that's going to be a Series Seed round, which should be in the 7 digits. So we're very happy about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. Well, we're not there yet, but
sounds like you're right at the doorstep.
We're at the doorstep, and basically with that, you just had to have a pretty good business plan. We didn't go the route of an extensive business plan, more so a PowerPoint presentation that really shows, the value to the user, the value to the investor, shows the model, and of course, every investor wants to see an exit strategy. So we just pretty much had a PowerPoint slide per, hey, this should interest you. This is our proposition. Right. And that's pretty much what we had been presenting.
And I'm sure your banking background kind of helped out with dealing with investors and formulating a plan of,
I think
how the finances are going to work.
My Excel skills finally paid off
right.
from being a banker to creating that massive financial model. So that was also a key to it, was being able to show the investor, hey, we're not just a web app, but we're also something that, hey, we actually have a revenue model, and we have a pretty solid model to back this up. Sure. And this is the model, and so I guess my experience helped with Excel.
Right. Now it's such a contrast. I mean, the banking world, and now you're into like this very high-tech business.
Right.
How did that happen? Have you always been kind of techie? And
right.
I mean, tell me how those two might kind of mixed.
So I've always had a bit of an interest, but then I decided that I was going to learn, about the tech industry, and also I started learning a few different languages. Very entry level, but I wanted to know what it was all about. And then eventually we hired people.
You say languages, you're not talking about like Spanish and...
No, like Ruby and Python, and because one of the decisions is, so we have a tech company, but on what language do you want to, write it in? That was such a big decision. So, I also wanted to have some input in that, and I knew enough about the languages to know what the pros and cons were. But yeah, it's two completely different worlds, and what I love about this world is that Everybody's more, I think, it's definitely a more laid back environment, and it's a bit very creative. Everyone around us is incredible, not to say that bankers aren't, but you know, over here it's like everyone's incredibly creative, very motivated, and you're really motivated not so much by anything else other than, hey, you know what, I'm really motivated because of what the company stands for. Because I think that our motivation internally comes from, like I said, let's just get people hired, you know, so.
Just help people, pretty much.
Let's help people, you know, I don't want anybody to be in that position where I was in, you know, a few months ago. It's like, you know, let's just go out and help as many people as we can. And that's what we're really all about. So I think the people that we work with are on the same boat with that.
I think that's awesome. I mean, you guys are doing a great job up to this point, and
thank you.
I see a lot of success for you guys in the future.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for you know, taking your time, doing the video today and sharing your story with our community. And yeah, look forward to seeing DemoHire grow.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, thanks.